That is more like it. That is a much, much better performance by the Raptors than what we saw Sunday afternoon against the Boston Celtics as they beat the Houston Rockets 129-113. And boy, were the Rockets angry in this one. Tons of calls, tons of small calls, but to be honest, it was going both ways. Like, these refs were calling every single thing for both teams. And if you look at it, we had 3 more fouls than them. 30-27 were the fouls in this game. Referees had a very tight whistle. But the Raptors overall play a great game and come away with the win. Huge after that ridiculous loss against the Boston Celtics. You look at this game. All right, let's break down each statistic, and then we'll talk about specific players and how they performed. First off, Raptors shoot 53% from the field, 41 of 78. Amazing. You hold them to 42%, a very good shooting team. Raptors shoot 47% from 3, 14 of 30. Look, the Raptors were firing on all cylinders today offensively. And the Houston Rockets, a team that lives and dies by the 3. Only 31% in this game, 12 for 39. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And free throw line, yeah, they shot 35 for 41, but come on. Most of that was James Harden. Raptors shoot 79%, 33 for 42. The one thing that scared me today was the constant offensive rebounds we were giving up. We know that team is a very good rebounding team. We understand what we did against Boston. 14-5 were the offensive boards in this game. Not what I like to see. But what I love is 28 assists. The ball was humming from the second the game started to the last minute of the game. The Raptors did an unbelievable job moving the basketball and just getting some beautiful, beautiful looks. They also had 11 steals to Houston's 4 and only 12 turnovers. The Raptors did an unbelievable job. They had 18 assists at the half. Now let's break down some guys. Now, Serge Ibaka didn't really have a big night, but I'm going to be honest, he didn't really shoot the ball a whole lot. 2 of 5, and he was 5 points, 5 boards. But these guys here, the ones I'm talking about right now, are the big names in this game. OG Anunoby, you know what? He's my player of the game in this one. I don't care if DeMar gave you 27. OG Anunoby, 16 points, 2 boards, 1 assist in his first start in the NBA. 6 of 8 shooting, 3 of 4 from 3. And I don't care if James Harden, he threw up 38 points. OG did an unbelievable job. Well, not every time, but most times James Harden tries to drive. OG's hands are all over it, strips the ball, Raps go the other way. That happened quite a few times. And a ton of contested threes by James Harden. You look at him, he had 38 points, good for him. But he shot 8 of 25 for 32%. The reason he got that much, 19 of 19 from the free throw line. And he was only 3 of 11 for 27% from 3. The Raptors did a great job being able to contain him and being able to contain the other guys. The guys like Trevor Ariza had 20, but Eric Gordon, their big guy right now, averaging 22.5 points a game, something like that, only had 12 in this game. He wasn't all that special. But then, you go down the line. JV, 12.7 boards in a limited 17 minutes. 5 of 9 shooting, 2 of 2 from the line. Defensively and rebounding, I wish we could see a little bit more from JV, but he was okay in this game. Kyle and DeMar, again, they got to be the main guys. They got a lot of extra help as well. Kyle with a double-double, 19 points, 5 boards, 10 assists. And he was only 4 of 12 shooting, but 9 of 10 from the free throw line. And the 10 assists, I think, is big in Kyle's game right now, the way he's kind of molded his game this year. DeMar, 27, 6 and 5. Great job, 7 and 15 shooting, not so great, but he was 13 of 16 from the free throw line. Great job getting to the line, and he missed all 3 threes he took, but doesn't matter there. DeLon Wright, again, off the bench, did an absolutely fantastic job there. 14 points off the bench on 5 of 5 shooting, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. That's probably one of his best nights. Again, one of the only guys I wasn't a huge fan of today was Fred VanVleet. A lot of missed passes. couldn't make his shots because he's a smaller guy. They're going to get blocked. When he's taking threes, though, he's all right. He did have 8 points, 3 boards, 4 assists, a couple steals in this game, but he was only 2 of 6 shooting. Those 2 shots were both threes, and they were wide open looks, but he knocked them down. He's a great 3-point shooter, but when it comes to the inside game, I'm not so sure about Freddie VanVleet just because of his size. But, hey, he can prove anybody wrong. What else? Let's go down the line here. CJ Miles, big night. Only played 17 minutes. However, made the impact we want to see from him. 19 points off the bench, 6 of 12 shooting. He made 6 of the Raptors' 14 threes. Almost half the threes were in the 17 minutes CJ played. Ridiculous. Jakob Poeltl, 7 points, couple boards. I thought he was all right in his minutes. Just the team as a whole. Down the stretch, the Raptors had a 20-point lead, I think it was, in the third quarter, and it slowly started to dwindle away. You get to the fourth, it dwindles down to like 6. But instead of caving in and falling apart, what do the Raptors do? Play stuck up defensively, don't leave their assignment, be grimy on the boards. I understand they gave up some big, gave up some offensive rebounds that we would not like to see, but they did a great job closing out. They didn't let a lot of wide open shots happen. When they did, they knocked them down. Okay, fine, whatever. But there was not a lot of it. They gave up 113 points. But when you give up, and this is the thing, when you're playing a team like the Houston Rockets, a very good offensive team, and you hold them to 19 points in the fourth quarter, when you're up by, 10 or something heading into that, I think it was like 9 heading into the fourth quarter, and you hold them to 19, you're giving your team a really good chance to win, and that's what they did in this game. The defense was great. Down the stretch, the Raptors did an unbelievable job. I think it was like 5-6 minutes to go. It was like a 7-point game. But the Raptors turned on the Jets and ended up winning by 16. They did an unbelievable job closing the quarters out, for that matter. Third quarter, yeah, we would have all liked to see them close that better. But for the most part, I mean, there was a iffy start to the game, but as the first quarter went on and into the second quarter, the Raptors really found their legs, and they were great. A 45-point second quarter really propelled the Raptors offensively, and they did a great job defensively, and they got the job done. Now, the tough part, you're on a second half of back-to-back now. You go to New Orleans to face the Pelicans, all right? Last time you played them, it was a tight game all the way through. But if you play like you did today, you got a darn good chance of winning that game pretty good. Now, it's an 8 o'clock tip-off, just like today. I'm just giving you guys a heads up right now. I will be at the Leafs game on Thursday, so that video will be out to you guys later. I didn't realize it until I checked yesterday that I'm going to that game against the Devils, all right? But what a game by the Raps. What a back and forth. I mean, the Rap fans, including myself, never felt safe because you know what the Houston Rockets, and James Harden for that matter, can do. So you really weren't secure with anything until when you're up 14 with a minute left. That was really about it. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed this game, hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below, who is your player of the game in this one? I got to give it to OG. You know, his job offensively, he was unbelievable. He was very efficient when he was taking his shots, and he did an unbelievable job guarding James Harden. Let me know what you guys thought. Who was your player of the game in this one? Would you give it to DeLon Wright? Would you give it to Kyle, DeMar, OG? Let me know what you guys think, and we'll talk to you guys Thursday, Leafs edition. Like I said, I'll be at that game, so the video will be a little bit later than usual. And Raptors edition tomorrow night, as the Raps look to, win a couple games in a row, feel good about themselves, and then come home to face the Knicks, right? And it would be great to end off this mini road trip on a 2-1 series win, if you want to call it that, all right? So we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night against the Pelicans, looking for a couple straight wins, and then come home to face the Knicks. We'll talk to you guys then.